Hello.
Hello.
It's Julia and Don here with this week's edition of Your Weekly Miracle, where today we are talking about one of the most amazing relationship superpowers that we know of. And it might not be what you're expecting. So we're just going to say the word.
It's like a hidden secret to how we live together.
It really
and what
is.
We do with each other.
Yeah, it really is a superpower. And that is vulnerability in your relationship, being able to be vulnerable with your partner. So the first thing we want to say is really, really, really important is that vulnerability is not weakness. I know this can sound like a cliche, but it's really the truth. Vulnerability is strength. If you are able to be vulnerable with your partner and yourself for that matter, you are the strongest person out there.
Because it does take a lot of strength, and it takes a lot of courage in a weird way. Not weird way.
That's the
but
word.
It takes courage to be vulnerable.
Yeah. And it also it's a bit like you hear us talk about these attitudes and attributes like they're muscles. The more that you do it, the easier that it gets. You actually start to strengthen your ability to be vulnerable. And the things that literally, it's like watering a garden, the garden of your relationship, the flowers that grow as a result of being able to share the things that scare you or the things that make you, wake you up at night, the anxieties with your partner, you just grow this incredibly strong foundation.
A resilience, sort of.
And it really does establish a deep sense of safety and trust. And also empathy. You're able to...
It opens up your heart, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's very
really
heart-based.
Very open to each other.
Yeah, it's not something, this is the first thing, like this idea that vulnerability is actually strength, not weakness. Your head and that part of you that's affiliated with the ego will trash this idea in a second. But what being vulnerable does is it actually opens up your heart space. And in your relationship, this is the place you need to be coming from in order to keep this sacred space
sacred union
open
with each other
and loving and strong. And we say the word resilient. It doesn't mean like it's like a battle that you're doing. Loving and joyous as well.
There's an ebb and a flow to it. Resilient, it like bends with the wind.
Yes, like the willow. Yes, like the willow tree. Okay, so we get too hippie about that. The second thing that we want to make a point about, this is our secret super strength in a relationship, is often the real stuff underneath everything that we're freaking out about, that we're scared about, is actually the stuff that is creating that energetic barrier between us. So just because you don't voice it doesn't mean it's not there. It doesn't mean it's affecting you. And if it's affecting you, it's affecting your relationship because you're in this space together. So we're going to give you a really amazing exercise to do, which will really help you exercise this vulnerability muscle. And it's very simple, short practice, but what this practice does is it really helps you to get used to the idea that it's actually really good to just shine a light on this stuff. Get it up and out into the open, because if you don't, it doesn't go away.
Yeah, it festers like getting a splinter or something until you have to deal with it. And it's good to kind of stay on top of this stuff. So and also it keeps a bond going between the two. That we all, it's what we want with our beloved.
You're not sharing this with any Tom, Dick, or Harry. You're sharing this with your beloved. You're sharing this with a person that means a lot to you, and that's really important. That keeps, like we said, reestablishing that sacred bond, that very loving space. So the exercise we wanted to share with you, it's so easy and so simple, but it's really, really actually deeply transformative. It works for us. And all you do is you share 3 things that scare you with your partner. verbally. You just communicate them with your partner one at a time. I would go like say 3 things, and then Don would say 3 things. And I mean really scare you. I don't mean just like surface stuff. I mean just really dig deep for this exercise. I mean, like for an example, Don's, I'm going to put Don on the spot now. And
yeah.
He's going to give you an example of something.
A piece that I carry around, and that I've learned this over the years, sharing things, was something that was keeping me in a lot of fear, was that I'd had a very, very severe illness. I'd had cancer, and I've been blessed and I've recovered from it. But anytime anything comes up with me health-wise, I react in an extreme way of fear, like, oh, maybe it's come back, that kind of thing. And it's a piece I'll carry with me all my life because of that experience. But I've realized through working this exercise, if I turn to Julia and I tell her, I'm acting this way because underneath all this, I'm really just scared because of what happened. And that's hard to do. That's where the strength comes in. But
the courage.
The minute I put my foot across that line with my strength, I become vulnerable and soft. And it's something that she can relate to. And it keeps our divine, beloved space alive.
I mean, the thing is, 9 times out of 10, when you do this exercise, you'll actually be surprised by something that your partner says. And the surprise won't necessarily be, oh, I didn't know that, but it will probably be more likely that it's something that you are experiencing yourself at this point, this moment. These things tend to sort of, there's a synchronicity to this, this space that you share.
If you're picking something up, very, very likely your partner is going through the same thing you are, or vice versa. There's a real synchronicity to it.
And even if they're not, them sharing this with you, them actually being this vulnerable person, activates empathy in you and the other way around. It will break your heart sometimes to hear what they say.
Empathy is like the soul food.
It's like the secret sauce.
Yeah, it's that we have that keeps our bond really strong. You always, that empathy is just strength again.
And trust us, just give this a whirl. We honestly, there's a palpable shift, even if you do this just once. There's something it clears the air a bit. It cleans up the space. And this idea of like these 3 like safety, trust, and empathy, these 3 important characteristics of, being secure with your partner and being relatable. Those are just really essentials. And that's why we think of this attribute, being vulnerable, as a secret superpower, super strength.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
Please just go away and play with this.
Give it a go.
Yeah, this exercise, and we would love to hear how you get on with it. If how it makes you feel, if you feel that shift, if you do it more than once, whatever comes up for you. Leave us a comment below. If it's something of a more private nature, feel free to email us at the email address that you'll find on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you like what you see. Again, we're Julia and Don. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for being here.
Okay. Bye for now.
Bye.